What's up? This is that reviewer guy here. Almost had a cough. Anyway, I will be reviewing a new album, kind of. Anyway, I'll be reviewing the debut album from Caleb Johnson, and this album is titled Testify. Caleb Johnson won American Idol this year. I don't know if any of you guys like American Idol. I'm pretty sure most of you think it's overstayed its welcome. I would agree if it weren't for the fact that a rock guy finally won. I don't think that's ever happened. I mean, there were rock guys on there like Chris Daughtry and whatnot, but they never really won. Finally, though, after 13 seasons? Was it 13? I think so. After that many seasons, though, however many it may have been, I lost track. I think it's 13, though. A rock guy finally won. I was happy. I was rooting for Caleb Johnson the whole season. And yes, I watch American Idol. But I was rooting for him the whole season. I'm glad he won. I wasn't expecting him to win, but I'm glad he did. So this is his debut album. And let's go track by track. The album kicks off with Sailing Away, which is a great energetic track to open the album with. Caleb shows a lot of energy on this track, and the band does a great job of doing that as well. Save Me has a bit of a southern vibe to it. The vocals aren't bad on this track, but they're not really as powerful as I would expect them to be. Because if you've ever watched American Idol and seen, this season in particular, and seen Caleb's performances, he is fantastic. Let Me In has a bit of a funk rock vibe to it. The instrumentation on this track is very good, and it meshes with Caleb's vocals quite well. Only One is a much softer song than the previous ones on the album, and the chorus is a bit simplistic on this track, but it actually works. It works well with it. There are also a couple of solid riffs on this track. Now, this is one of my favorites on the album, but it's definitely a solid track nonetheless. Fighting Gravity is another soft one, but it's a bit softer than Only One. This track opens up with a piano intro, and it has soft and slow vocals as well. There's some really nice harmonization in the vocals on this song, which I really enjoy. And there are a couple of weak points in the song, but it's not that big of a deal, and it's hardly worth mentioning. I just felt like I should because album reviewer. Anyway, Devil's Daughter, the next track, opens with a dirty guitar intro, and the track just has an old school rock and roll vibe to it, like a majority of this album does. And Caleb's vocals really shine in this track when he holds out the really high pitches, like you would hear quite a bit in the old days of rock and roll. Then we get into Another Life, which is a little more of a pop sounding track, but it's not a full-on pop song. It still has a bit of a rock vibe. It gives off a little bit of a Maroon 5 vibe, if you ask me, like in the earlier days of Maroon 5. And then we get into Change, which is another soft piano-driven track. Caleb's vocals shine through on this track as well, and this is another track that features some great harmonization. Harmonization is beautiful if done correctly, and it is done correctly on this track and on Fighting Gravity. Wherever there's harmonization in this album, it's done well, very well. Then we get into the title track, Testify, which opens with a pretty pumping guitar and drum intro, and the vocals add to the driving feel of this track as well. And there are also some solid riffs on this track. Very, very nice. And finally we get into As Long As You Love Me. No, it's not the Justin Bieber song, thank God. Or a cover. But it's an alright track to end the album with, but I definitely wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, it's my least favorite on the album. I'm not a fan of the song that much. But it's okay. Nothing too special though. Overall, the album has a great, for the most part, rock and roll feel to it. Like, for people who say rock is dead, listen to this album. Sure, there are some funk vibes, pop, maybe a little bit of country, but it's mostly a rock album. Listen to it. Enjoy it. Favorites on the album? Sailing Away, Let Me In, Devil's Daughter, Change, Testify. The only least favorite I have on the album is As Long As You Love Me. Overall, 9 out of 10. Caleb Johnson, you are the best as far as American Idol winners are concerned, in my opinion. Finally, American Idol did something right. I'm not going to say any of the other winners are bad, but this was a good one. This was a good one. Caleb Johnson, fantastic. Fantastic debut album. 9 out of 10. I already said that. But it's great. It's a great album. I highly recommend it. Without a doubt. And for those of you who are saying American Idol does nothing good for music, there you go. There you go. Caleb Johnson, who won American Idol this year. Great album. Give it a listen. Now, what will American Idol have in store for us next year? Well, we'll just have to wait and find out. Will another rock person win? Probably not. But let's hope. Anyway, what did you guys think of the album? What do you want me to review next? Facebook, AskFM, down there. Take care of that. But I guess that's all I have to say. So, without any further ado, I'm already in position. That Album Reviewer Guy. Signing off.